I made a lot of mistakes when I started my YouTube channel, and I want to tell you what they are so you don't make them too. Hello everyone, Penny here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you a couple of mistakes I made when I first started my channel that I think really stopped me from growing faster. But before we dive into all of that, I just want to say that even though it would be great if we could avoid making mistakes on YouTube and in life for that matter, we actually need to make mistakes so that we can learn and grow. And honestly, when it comes to making YouTube videos and growing your YouTube channel, the most important thing is that you just hit record and publish videos. So take this stuff on board, but don't let any of it stop you from creating content. Okay, now I've got that out of the way, let's jump in. The first mistake I made was making crappy thumbnails. And to be honest, this is something I still struggle with because my photographic and design skills are really limited. Even after all of this time on YouTube, I would say my number one frustration and struggle is my thumbnails. And thumbnails matter because it's one of the first things people are going to see other than your video title that's going to determine whether they decide to click on your video or not. So I highly recommend that you really think about your thumbnails. Don't just make it an afterthought, and definitely don't use the ones that YouTube gives you. Take the time to take a photo of yourself, whether it be before or after filming, to use for your thumbnail. I use Canva to create my current thumbnails, and what I'll do is zoom out to around about 10% to see what the thumbnail looks like at that size, which is about the size it would look like if you were looking at it on mobile. And I'll see if I can read the text or not, and then I'll make changes from there. I have tried to use Photoshop to create my thumbnails, but I found it so challenging to learn, and I don't have the time to try and figure this whole other software out. So I just upgraded to the Pro version, and that just allows me to do so many more cool things like cut myself out of photos or change my backgrounds and use really cool text effects, and it's so easy to use. Guys, if you're like me and you don't have good design or photography skills, don't get discouraged. Honestly, when it comes to fitness video thumbnails, I think less is better. And if you take a look at some of your favorite fitness YouTubers' thumbnails, you'll notice that most of them are really simple. So just take a nice, clear photo of yourself facing the camera and smiling, or doing a pose that really suits the vibe of the video, and then use a strong, bold font. Try to avoid script fonts because they're really hard to read on a tiny little thumbnail. You also don't have to write the exact title of your video on your thumbnail. Again, less is best. Put something that describes the video exactly, like 30-minute hit, or use something that's a little bit clickbaity but still true for the video, like killer hit or tone your arms workout, and people will get the rest of what the video is about from your title. Mistake number two I made was not capitalizing on trends. So my channel really took off during the lockdown period when people all over the world had to work out at home, and this would have been a perfect time for me to do a challenge or a series, or it would have been a great time to do no equipment workouts because a lot of people had hardly any equipment at home, but I just didn't capitalize on that. And even though I still grew rapidly during that time, it wasn't until a few months later that I noticed the growth in a few other channels that had started around the same time as me that had really picked up on those trends and run with them. And their growth was exponential in comparison to mine. So don't be like me. If you notice a trend or a need within your niche and it doesn't stray too far away from your regular content, then give it a go. Those videos might not take off, but then they could also go viral, which is a great way for you to kickstart your channel's growth. Mistake number three was not targeting the same keyword phrase over and over again. Now, this really is and isn't a mistake because not using the same keyword phrase has still got my videos ranked in search, and this does mostly apply to follow along fitness or yoga channels where you're creating the same style of workouts over and over again. So if that's not you, then you can probably just ignore this mistake. But a new strategy I'm kind of playing around with now is to target the same keyword phrase over and over again. And the reason for this is so that if you search for a specific keyword phrase, for example, all standing workout, you'll start to see multiple videos of mine monopolizing that search term. And if all standing workouts are your jam and you see that I have 7 videos showing up for that term, you're more likely to choose to watch one of my videos because mentally you assume that I'm the authority on that topic. So as I said, not targeting the same keyword isn't necessarily a mistake. This is kind of an untested strategy, but if you're just starting with your fitness or yoga channel, then I recommend giving this strategy a go. Pick 3 or 4 workout formats that you plan on doing regularly on your channel, and then use the same keyword phrase every time you make that kind of video. So as an example, you might pick keyword phrases like low impact HIIT, apartment friendly workout, and strength workout at home, and then make videos using that same keyword phrase over and over again to help build up your authority and hopefully grow your YouTube channel. Mistake number 4 was not starting sooner, or in my case, not persevering with the channel I already started. When I was working as a personal trainer, I actually did start a channel, but I had no idea what the heck I was doing, and I had no idea how YouTube worked. I was just randomly uploading videos about training and nutrition. I didn't make a lot before I just sort of gave up, but looking back, I think about how established my channel would have been if 7 years ago I hadn't just given up, if I just kept putting videos up even though I didn't have a strategy or a clue about what I was doing. Where would I have been now? I have so much more knowledge now after being on YouTube for just 2 years compared to when I first started, and I know I would have grown my channel and evolved it as I learned more along the way. So if you've been wanting to start a channel, just do it. Start before you're ready, kind of like what I'm doing with this channel. I'm not ready. I'm not used to doing talking head videos. The lighting and audio setup is different. Coming up with video ideas is so much more challenging and out of my comfort zone, but I'm doing it anyway because I know what it feels like to regret not starting sooner or to keep persevering with something you've already started. And actually, it's been said that the average channel needs to have around 150 videos on their channel to even reach 1,000 subscribers. 150. So don't worry if your first videos suck, or you still haven't figured out your niche, or you're struggling with your editing. Those skills and that knowledge will come, and they'll come even faster the more videos you make. Now, I've shared all my mistakes with you guys. In the next video, I want to take you behind the scenes of what it takes to plan and shoot and edit and publish a fitness video for YouTube from start to finish. So make sure you hit subscribe and you tick the notification bell to get notified when that one comes out. And until then, watch this video next so you get even more tips and tricks on how to up-level your fitness business using YouTube and socials.